children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress. Here we do shadow work following the moon.
Yo, VI, play the beat.
Stop, wait, hold on. Is this right? Oh, don't forget this. And grab that. Just pack in your bags last minute. We're getting ready to move. Hey there, kids. We've got Uranus moving through Gemini, and this transit is huge. It is large. It is basically going to be a 7-year cycle that we are going to be moving through. Uranus is going to come into Gemini. It's going to hang out there. Here, you know what? I brought this along just to prove like how big this is. I hang out in solar systems school where I get to learn about astrology and all of the super cool stuff that I don't yet know. But the funnest part about this is most of the time I don't read these until after I've done my tarots, just because the same reason that I don't watch particular tarots before I do my sessions here is I just don't want to feel like I'm influenced by anybody else. But it's great when I come out here, say my stuff, and then read something or see something, I'm like, yep, spot on, cool. It's like checking my homework, you know what I mean? But yeah, so let's go through the list. Let's check our homework. Let's check our bags and make sure that we've packed everything, because this journey is going to be broad. We're going abroad, kids. All right, so we're just going to read this first little bit here because it breaks down all of the different things that Uranus is going to be doing in this cycle. So, Uranus re-enters Gemini for a long haul on April 25th, 2026, and stays there until August 3rd, 2032, with one final pass from December 12th, 2032 to May 22nd, 2033. In 2026, Uranus moves from late Taurus into early Gemini, enters its retrograde shadow on May 25th, and stations retrograde at 5 degrees Gemini, 42 seconds on September 10th. Those are our time frames. Those are our windows. So from now until 2033, the things that we are going to be revolutionizing are going to be mostly Gemini related, mostly up in that Gemini space, mostly taking up the air, the movement. This is lifting up the dirt from the ground, lifting up the ashes and scattering them. Not to be scattered in the mind, but to be spread evenly throughout. This is going to cover a lot in our lives. Uranus is our planet of revolution, and that was the first song that was coming in yesterday as we were starting to prepare and come into this. It was the Beatles' Revolution. I'm not even a Beatles fan, but I did like the movie Across the Universe. We'll give that. But I have my own personal relationship with the Beatles and don't like them. Not my cup of tea. Anyways, the song though, you say you want a revolution. Okay, kids, you want a revolution. But the thing about it is, in this world that we are living in, none of us know what revolution looks like. We have all been coddled and contained in these little boxes so that our growth has been stunted. We wouldn't know what to do if a revolution happened, and that's why it's not happening. Because what would you do? Okay, you get your revolution, then what? Who knows how to grow food? Who knows how to hunt? Who knows how to be self-sustainable? Not many of us. Not many of us at all have those basic skills of survival. How many of us could go out there and build ourselves a shelter? right now. With what? Where would you go? What tools would you use? Whose tools? Who would you get those tools from? If you have a revolution and you take down everything that is unethical, what's left? It starts to feel a little overwhelming, doesn't it? It starts to feel a little, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I can do this. But that's kind of the point of why this transit is taking us through this amount of time. This is the season to learn. You want a revolution, and most of the time when people think revolution, they think it's a big, dramatic, and or violent act that causes a sudden end, a big tower moment, and everything collapses and you have to start from square zero, year zero. Bringing in some ghost there. Yeah, that is the sensation. That is an idea. That is a way to do it. But this Uranus is in Gemini. This one, this revolution, it's quiet. It's very quiet. We are learning how to be less dependent. That's the goal. That's the idea. That's the thing that we should be shooting for. It's not about necessarily that big dramatic moment, though it could be, but we have the time to map this out, to plan, to pack our bags accordingly, to learn how to gradually become less dependent on the unethical resources and become more self-sustainable, to learn how to be more self-sustainable, to follow through on your own personal gifts and what it is that you can bring to the table, to a community. Getting back, I was telling the Stone Soup story to my kid just this morning. Just came to mind. It was a great one. It's a great story because it does involve manipulation. It does involve that slick trick. However, that manipulation in this story was actually used to trick people into helping each other when they were not willing to help before. They didn't want to help a poor person. They didn't want to help each other. They all took care of themselves. Everybody's out for themselves. And that's what this world kind of feels like sometimes when you go out there. Everybody is just out for themselves. And you're a sucker if you want to be helpful. Gosh knows you could help the wrong person and make yourself a target just for trying to be helpful. It's true. It's out there. That energy is real. It exists. Those pockets exist. You can slip into one so easily. So easily, kids. But the trick is in the rewiring of the system. The trick is in changing the outcome to something positive. The trick is not going out and attacking the thing that you don't want. It's about learning how to live without that thing. That's all it was. That's all it ever was. So, we had like an 8-minute speech. I suppose we can get up into the cards, start moving ourselves through the process. I wanted to start with an oracle card though, because again, it's a big movement and I wanted a very broad opening of possibilities. And what we are offered is the owl. Wise seeing, wise action. Thank you. That is precisely what we need in this revolutionary energy. We need to have the knowledge and awareness that we may be life itself, glass animals, a little bit sad, a little bit pathetic, a little bit not that great. However, this is the opportunity for us to see what's going on outside of ourselves and inside of ourselves, to recognize who we are, where our strengths are, and where our weaknesses are, and start to get it right, to get back up from your knees. Take control of your life again. Move forward, progress, grow. Let's go vice versa. I like it. Gemini, we want options. There was this visualization that I was getting when I was thinking about Uranus and Gemini and how those things would behave. And I saw Gemini kind of spreading out and spiral tendriling down all of these different possibilities. Like, oh, what about this thought? And it kind of comes out and it curls and it drops and unfolds. And this could go this way. And this idea could go this way. And this one kind of goes this way. And this one plays out this way. And we started to get this whole head of hair, essentially, that was just sprouting out and falling down, and each of its individual tendrils led you down a different path of options. And observing these things gives you the opportunity to choose which path, which option you would want to take, and follow that, trail, follow that guidance. So, let's give us options, as many options as possible as we open up. We will be revisiting with this transit as we move through it. But we're going to be pretty well locked and set here. Still getting hair. Still getting a lot of hair. It's definitely a good time to look into and study into your own hair. Learn about it. Seven of Wands. Resistance. I know. It seems stupid. The simplicity of this revolution seems dumb. What do you mean you can have a revolution without tearing down the power? I'm saying you could slowly starve the power the way that they've been starving you. Yeah, you could reflect that back. You know? So I know, I sound crazy. I sound stupid. What do you mean I can revolutionize the entire world by planting a garden in my own yard? You can revolutionize the entire world by planting a garden in your own yard. You can revolutionize the entire world by getting a beehive. Really small, simple acts. Maybe going to local farmers and getting fresh food, even. Participating less with, again, those unethical resources. How about you just don't go there anymore? What if you just didn't have to get that product from them in order to live? What if you figured out how to do it for yourself? I know. It sounds crazy. It sounds dumb. It doesn't sound like action. It sounds like you're just standing there. No, you're very quietly moving. Nobody will know what to think. Who would have thought? This idea that we hold in our hands of what it is that we're meant to do with ourselves, with our lives. I assume that you've already received the download. I sure did. Come transit day, Sunday, it was clear. All was clear. It was revealed to me where I need work, where I still fall short. And it was revealed to me that that has nothing to do with what it is that I have to offer. And I expect you will have the same experience, as we are all affected by these transits, large astrological bodies, small human bodies, our own human body, our own mind and mentalism. Start small. This little Two of Wands, a hope, a dream, and create the security and that golden presence around this simple idea of where you want to go, how you want things to play out, how you want it to fall. How can you get that started so that you spin the golden thread? That was pretty wicked cool. You see what fell there? I can't even. There's a Six of Wands and a Four of Cups. Is there another card in there, or is it just two? I think it's just two. Okay. But the Sun turned over. No, it's the Lovers. That's not the Sun. The Lovers turned over. I just saw that bright sun and I didn't even look at the rest of the card. I was like, oh, look, it's the Sun. No, it's the Lovers. That's the unification. That is the balance. It's restoring balance. It's not about tipping the scales. It's about restoring balance. You don't have to overturn anything but the soil beneath your feet. Interact with it. Okay, Queen of Pentacles came out, but she wanted to go back in. I'm holding the King of Pentacles. They both turned away. Observation. Observing a lot of different trains of thought, possibilities, and how it could all work towards that singular goal or purpose. And making sure that you hold the right one in balance. Graduation. 2 wands to 3. The King and the Queen. Not together yet. But they're in there. They're kind of standing out from the crowd a little bit more than they used to. Though we still can't see their face, we're still not connected fully to the harmonized union of self, or partners, or team, or community. All of this relational energy. 2 of Pentacles, kind of dancing and tripping and skipping. I want to just, there. I just wanted to finish the cartwheel. Still moving through that throat chakra. I just wanted to finish that little dance, that little cartwheel, that little performance. Again, standing out from the crowd. Something in your own actions, in your own wise seeing and wise actions, is inspirational to others. So keep doing it. Though it may look like you are twisting, turning, maybe even falling on your head, it's all a part of the show. And the show is made to make others feel the revolution within themselves, to help them to observe their lower points, their weaknesses, their shortcomings, the places that they could work on just a little bit more, but also lifting them back up, turning them around on their feet, getting their heads on straight. And now they know, oh, because I got that perspective, I can continue to act in a different way. I can carry something else out. This cycle, this momentum, it could really take us anywhere. And you're in control. So come into this transit with a little bit of planning. Come into it with a little bit of awareness and understanding of what it is that you want to see. And observe your weaknesses, the weaknesses of others, without judgment, just with awareness, so that you know what it is you're going to need to work on and what kind of themes are going to be coming up for you to continue to work on. You can expect these things. You can expect challenges. You can expect opposition, sure. Absolutely. But if you can defeat the resistance within yourself, you can create a resilience without on the outside of yourself. And that's what it's all about. Making and manifesting, coming together, finding your team, finding your sources, finding your partners, finding, oh yeah, sources, your resources, those ethical resources, the good places that you go to get good information, good products, good help, good health, and receive a wealth that is beyond the material. Juggling a lot here, but it's all a part of a grand scheme and a grand dance, a grand evolution, as it were. All right, yes, we are going to take a rest. Certainly a possibility. The tower is certainly a possibility. We've got a lot of movement back and forth. There's going to be, again, a lot of challenges ahead on the road. But the more prepared you are to meet those challenges later on, the better off you'll be. Maybe you can't stop the revolution. Maybe things will come crashing down very suddenly. But the thing that you can do